What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Social Sig vlog. It is currently Thursday, September 29th. No, it's Friday, September 29th, and I am in my car outside of the venue at Fort Wayne, Indiana. And yeah, tour has been in full-fledged right now. It's been quite the adventure. Everything has been smooth sailing so far for the most part. And yeah, this has been such a really incredible experience. We just played at Brass Rail, and it's been interesting how, so we played, I'm with Aiden and Eli of Bug Moment is my band. So shout out those guys. It's been incredibly fun and really good hangs and laughs, and really sweet to have them along. They're my homies, so shout out those guys and shout out Bug Moment. But it's been interesting how in Chicago was like our first full band show. We were doing a three-piece with Aiden on drums, Eli bass, me guitar, and it was, I wouldn't say it was a rough set, but like definitely a lot of things to improve on, as far as like transitions and stops and just like the small, just like playing a live show together. And so that was Chicago Wednesday night. Thank you so much if you came. That was at Book Club. Really solid turnout for a Wednesday night. Also, thank you Ocean Child and Rotundos for playing. Really cool dudes, and really fun show at Book Club. We stayed at my buddy Josh's house in Logan Square, so went over there, hung out with him and his roommates after for a little bit, and then the next day we drove to Grand Rapids. Trying to remember, so it was pretty cloudy out. Overall, like health-wise, I feel like Chicago was pretty congested, and even Milwaukee on Tuesday night at Milwaukee to the City. Still kind of getting over a cold, but like right now I feel like my health is really solid. Trying to drink a lot of water for my voice because we got a long ways to go, but overall still very healthy, taking a lot of vitamins and drinking water, I guess. So yeah, drove to Grand Rapids. Shout out Jordan and Carly, which are some mutual friends we have, and I don't know basically anybody in Grand Rapids, but Jordan was so nice to lend us her apartment to stay in, which was literally like 100 feet away from the venue, Tip Top Deluxe, and that was really convenient. So we got there, we practiced the set a little bit in the apartment, and then we went to Tip Top to load in. Shout out the Cosmo Knights and also Luna Pier for playing. Not the craziest attended show, but we were competing with the Lions-Packer game, which we also wanted to watch. The game was not on at the bar, but we were watching on a phone for most of it. The Cosmo Knights, incredible energy, and then also their frontman Josh is just insane. Can't keep your eyes, or can't not look at the dude. Just very entertaining. And then they're from Grand Rapids, and Luna Pier is from Ann Arbor. Some really cool dudes. I've known them through like Diet Light had mentioned that we'd be good on a bill with them, and a really cool group of dudes. And definitely hope to play with them in Ann Arbor soon. So played the show. It was really fun, and we sounded 10 times more tight than we did at Book Club, which I was really stoked for. Really locked in on that one, but definitely still some stuff to improve. And as you might keep hearing, is that I'm just to be picky, and I nitpick every performance. So even if it felt amazing, there's definitely, I think, a lot of stuff to improve on. So but Grand Rapids just felt like we were on the same page with a lot of stuff, so that felt really good to get that in. And then slept over at Jordan's place, and we watched the rest of the Packer game. We had basically watched the Mark Normand is a stand-up comedian. We watched his new special, and had a blast. Jordan stocked the fridge with some Two Hearted IPAs, which is I think their Bell's is out of Michigan. So that was really cool. Very hospitable, so thank you, Jordan, so much, and definitely hope to be back in Grand Rapids. The next morning, we checked out a skate park on the way to Fort Wayne, which is where we are right now, and it was called the Clemente DIY Skate Park. So we got there and rolled around a little bit. My back, ever since like literally Wednesday at book club beforehand too, just driving, had like a knot in my back just in this one spot. So really tender. Right now it's feeling actually really good, but this morning it was really really sore. And I'll just keep going. I just kind of want to talk about like my just overall feelings of everything, but so I'm just kind of rambling if you guys can't tell, and I'm just in my car. But let's see here. So we left the skate park, and then we stopped at Costco to get some breakfast. Basically, Aiden brought his membership Costco card, so gas is a little bit cheaper with that, and also we got some like a full meal of pizza and a churro for breakfast. We are staying healthy. We have a full cooler of snacks and everything, and trying to eat as best as possible, but it is tough on the road to eat like some fruit, and I guess I've just been trying to drink as much water as possible. But I brought some plums, those have been nice. And then so Aiden drove to Fort Wayne, and I slept in the car. Typically I can never fall asleep in a car, but took a nice nap. It's kind of like an overcast as far as the weather. It's a little chilly in Grand Rapids. And so we got Costco, got gas, drove, and then we stopped at Sweetwater, which is basically a music store that is online, like a national music store. It's kind of a big deal if you're a musician. They're super, super friendly people. Like each person, if you're a musician and you shopped with them before, you get assigned a rep, and they call you, they text you, they check up on you, and like really sweet people. I love that kind of customer service. Because I worked in retail growing up in a small business, and I really appreciate all of that now. But stopped at Sweetwater. It's basically a whole mall of just a music store that was really cool to walk around. There's a giant slide you can go down. There's a huge cafeteria, the world's largest display of pedal boards. I took a lot of videos, so I'll probably chop up a video of that whole experience of visiting Sweetwater headquarters. And they're based out of Fort Wayne, so had to make the stop, and walked around there and just checked out a bunch of stuff. They had a whole arcade. We played some pool, just kind of hung out. And then also I was in the piano room, just literally messing around on a piano I saw, and then all of a sudden to my left I saw someone I recognized, and it was my friend Kat, who is a part of Cat and the Hurricane out of Madison. And I looked and I was like, Kat? And then Kat just looks at me like just processing, like, oh my gosh, what is going on right now? And then so that was fucking crazy. It's just kind of funny too, because Cat and the Hurricane DM'd me on Instagram a little bit ago, asking if they could join this bill tonight, because they're on tour, doing a similar-ish East Coast tour. And they asked us if they could join our bill at Fort Wayne tonight, but unfortunately there was already 3 bands and they couldn't add another, so that didn't work out. But they're in Fort Wayne, and literally just ran into them randomly at Sweetwater, which is so funny. Got a picture with them, and we both went on our ways. And then we went to the hotel. This is like the one hotel of the whole tour, fingers crossed, hopefully, that we are in. And otherwise, outside of that, everything else is just staying with homies and friends. And so far, it's been so great. It's been so hospitable. Like, everyone's been so cool. And really, really excited for the remainder of the tour. But yeah, I guess I wanted to talk about just the whole overall feeling of it all. And just like, it's been a blast. It's just been, shout out Jimmy of Motel Breakfast is a band who gave me some advice. He's like, keep a tour journal. Because time moves differently when you're on tour. So I've been writing every morning, just like who I met, what I was feeling, like how my health was, how my voice is, and all the bands I played, and just like really taking good notes of everything so I can really do some good reflecting on it all, because it's just like bing, 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 city after city, and really, really stoked to finally be doing it. And it feels good, and it feels like it's on a very much DIY level. And definitely gonna look back at these nights and sleeping on people's floors and couches, and really gonna appreciate them. And I really appreciate them now. It's been a blast, and it's been everything I've ever wanted to do for the longest time. So and I can't have pictured it any other way. Shout out Aiden and Eli for just being the homies, and just like great deep conversations we've been having. And yeah, like I said before, lots of laughs and just goofiness. But Brass Rail tonight, we played, and it was like the best set we played yet. And it's so exciting that we have so much more shows to go. So and we were all talking about it, like, oh, just so excited to play more, because we're getting to like a really good point. The crowd was really receptive here at this show. It's kind of like a Bremen Cafe, if I were to say Brass Rail. It's a little bit nicer, but similar vibes of Bremen Cafe of Fort Wayne, and kind of like a dive bar with a stage. And we sold a lot of merch already. We sold like 3 hoodies, a few lighters, a few t-shirts, some ashtrays and stuff. So that's been really helpful. And so far on this whole tour, we've gross profited around 300, and not including this show, but just like from the last 3 shows, $320. And I anticipate the shows to get a little bit more, I mean, maybe like some ebbs and flows, but my goal of this tour is definitely to break even financially on it all, for all food, gas, and it's been solid so far, I guess. I haven't, once I maybe get to a certain city, I'll do like sit down and start doing the ledger, but keeping really solid notes on like how much I'm spending, same with the guys, and how much we're making. So really fun on the DIY level that way. But yeah, looking forward to the rest of the tour. Tomorrow we are in Dayton, Ohio. We are on a bill that we got added to of at Blind Bob's, which I've heard is a really cool spot in Dayton. So excited to play that. And yeah, driving tomorrow morning out of the hotel. So after that, we have headed up to Cleveland, and then Pittsburgh, and then DC, Philly, and then New York, and then Boston. So it's been really cool seeing like the geography change, the weather changing. It has been overcast for the last few days, but yeah, it just feels like, oh dang, we're in Indiana right now. It's like super cool. And then just like showing up to the venue, and everything's been going so smooth, with like Nightmare would be showing up and them not even knowing that there's a show going on, sort of thing. So everyone's been super, yeah, a lot of cool people that we've met so far in the bands, and people making it out to the show. So definitely making some new fans. And also yesterday there was a 88.9 premiere of Wonderin', which is a new song we're releasing on October 6th. So that will be the next single, I guess. I haven't released any music since August of 2022, so really excited for that one. Also, yeah, things have just been feeling good. Like trying to, today was a pretty sleepy day. Like felt really tired. Of course, I took a nap in the car, and it was really kind of chilly and gray outside. So, but at the show, yeah, I guess it was just ebbs and flows of like energy, and trying to keep my social battery and still talk with people. Met some people at, after the show in the back. This shout out Josiah. It was a dude from Seattle who's visiting Fort Wayne because he has some friends in the area, but saw this bill and knew he was going to the show, and then looked us up, and then saw some of the vlogs. He said he watched like 6 of the vlogs or whatever, and checked out the YouTube channel. So super cool. Shout out Josiah, really cool dude, and definitely and he's like a part of the whole Seattle scene. So planning like a June tour for hitting like the West Coast and doing like Seattle and all that. So really fucking stoked for the rest of the tour. It's going well, morale is high, and it just keeps getting better with the getting more solid in the sets. Also shout out the Namby Pamby who opened up tonight. Incredible musicians, really cool sound, a 3-piece. And I've heard of a lot of good things. Someone else Sarah of Florets, the band playing right now, had said that they've had a really quick come up and they're maybe going to be playing like Pitchfork in the next year or two. So they're really cool. Really cool to meet them. And yeah, just happy to be here, I guess. Before the show, I skated around Fort Wayne downtown with Aiden just for a little bit, just to get the blood pumping. Try not to feel too fat and cooped up, I guess. So trying to get the blood moving and keeping moving, and drinking water. So yeah, I guess that's all I kind of want to talk about. Really just focus on the next day, as this has been going on, and like it's somewhat of what I expected, but nothing like I expected at the same time. Just like experiencing these new cities and the people that would be here and just the overall vibe of it all. Really cool to be on the road. And thank you so much if you're rooting us on back home. Trying to keep you guys updated, but also very busy driving and just like trying to stay organized with the whole tour. Packing the van, unloading the van, hoping that my gear doesn't get stolen. But so far we've all been in like some pretty safe spots and able to, we got lots of blankets and stuff to put over the car, locks to lock it all up. Yeah, things are moving along, no hiccups yet. Fingers crossed, and definitely, we'll keep you guys updated. I'll try to vlog next week, maybe sooner. But yeah, thanks for rooting us on again. Also, lastly, you can support us on the road if you go to the Patreon and the link below. And that helps out just Social Sync as a project in general, but also it helps us with gas money or any kind of like just food, dinner. It would be immensely helpful. So thank you all so much. Sending my love back home. Same with Eli and Aiden. Getting a little homesick. I miss my girlfriend Sheila, but also happy to be on the road. She's meeting us out in New York, so really excited to see Sheila and pick her up. I'm not sure how we're gonna fit her in this car, as we have pretty much took up a lot of the space, but we're definitely gonna figure that out. But yeah, things are great, and miss you guys and hope you're doing well. And I guess I'll see you back in Milwaukee, but I guess till next time, gonna vlog sometime next week. So cheers, love you guys very much, and bye.